welcome back. This is your man Warrior. This is another patron roster review, and Rayfe Navaro, what's happening? He's from GGC, A New Hope. Now he said, "Oh, you can rip on me about what not to do, and all my mistakes and everything, and just." You make fun of me and blah, blah, blah. The truth is, there's not a whole lot of mistakes in here. I went already looked through it. Mace Windu was kind of a necessary evil. I'm sure you looked at it that way. Bodhi Rook, we didn't know. We thought Bodhi might be good against Sith, and so I'm sure that you spent a little time into him. He might be a little bit of a disappointment at this point. But looking through here, I don't see a whole lot of characters that you really should be regretting. And when I look through, you focused on and geared up a lot of the characters I would actually suggest. So when we talked, you said you wanted to get more information on the Rancor and Arena, and you needed like a 30-day to 60-day plan. You needed something to focus on in the next month that's more important. So we're going to do Arena and we're going to do the Rancor. But the first is Rancor, okay? And in Rancor, you have two ways of going about it. Free to play team where it's just basic people you can farm, or you can do like the Darth Vader Zeta lead team. But the Darth Vader team is going to require you to be able to do both Darth Vader at 7 stars and Zeta. And if you have access to Zeta material, then this is the route to go. If you do not have access to Zeta, then you're going to want to go the Tebow route. But I looked at your Tebow, your Rex, your Qui-Gon Jinn, your Royal Guard, and TIE Fighter Pilot, and there's a ton of work, a lot of work. You got a lot of work that way. Whereas with Darth Vader, there's a whole lot less work to do. It's Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, who, the next time his event comes around, which is really soon, you should be able to get Emperor Palpatine 7 stars, but you're going to need to finish off Wedge to do that. And then you've got Royal Guard, TIE Fighter Pilot, and you've already got Royal Guard and TIE Fighter Pilot 7 stars. And so my suggestion for Rancor is focus on getting the rebels that you need to get Emperor Palpatine, which means you're going to have to finish farming Cassian, Wedge, and Admiral Akbar. The good news is all three of those are relatively quick farms now that you have them. The areas for farming unlocked. Well, Admiral Akbar and Cassian you can farm really pretty quickly, but Wedge a little bit harder, but you have his node unlocked, so you should be able to grind him out pretty quickly. Get them done before Emperor Palpatine, unlock Emperor Palpatine, and then I would be worried about or focused on trying to get Zetas for Darth Vader. Now, if you can't get Zetas and this whole process seems like it's overwhelming, you can go to free-to-play method, which is going to be a Tebow lead. The only problem with this method is you've got more gearing and more farming on this side than you do the other side, so it's almost easier to overcome the Zeta hurdle than it is the gearing and farming hurdle, because your Tebow's at 5 stars and not viable in the Rancor right now. But if you were going to go this route, he would be one of them that you'd want to focus on. Also, Rex, who's at 6 stars, you'd have to focus on him in shipments and get him up to 7 stars. Qui-Gon Jinn is ready already, so you can use him because he's from 7 stars. And Royal Guard and TIE Fighter Pilot are ready already. So if this free-to-play method is the route you're going to go, then you're still going to have to gear up your Royal Guard, your TIE Fighter Pilot, your Qui-Gon Jinn, Rex, and Tebow. But you're going to have to farm the heck out of Tebow and farm the heck out of Rex to get it and make it happen. Now, this team isn't going to solo it, but it will do a lot of damage, and it will get you going, and you don't need Zetas at all for it, okay? But if you can get access to the Zetas and you can farm up Darth Vader to 7 stars and get your Emperor Palpatine to 7 stars, this would definitely be the route to go. So that is my suggestions on the Rancor and what 2 teams to use for the Rancor. You're using a great team in Arena, and so we're going to talk about Arena for a minute. You've got Darth Nihilus led team, you got Sith, and you've got TIE Fighter Pilot in there, but what you're actually needing in here is a tank, and you don't have a tank at all. No tank at all in Arena is a bad thing, especially on defense, because they can just pick apart whoever they want to pick apart and eliminate you, and so you're going to want a tank that's in here. When glancing through, and I'm scrolling through looking for a tank, something popped up. Boom. Shore Trooper. Are you kidding me? You've got a 4-star Shore Trooper just sitting there at 2,500 power doing nothing? Dude, this is your salvation for Arena. It really is. You definitely want to gear your Shore Trooper. #1 priority this month. You want a 30-day focus? Shore Trooper's your focus. Those rebels for Emperor Palpatine and Shore Trooper. He should be #1 because Arena comes first. You really want to make sure you get those crystals. Get this guy geared up, man. Even at 4 stars, he's phenomenal, and you can use him without the rarity or the star rate in the Arena. So definitely gear him up, and then you could have your team switched up and go Emperor Palpatine lead. And an Emperor Palpatine lead is going to speed your whole team up, and it's going to be an anti-rebel team. It's going to be excellent. He's going to speed everyone up. Darth Vader will get 3 turns in a row. He'll do his Force Crush. He'll boost so many debuffs that he'll get to do his Culling Blade immediately, do an insta-kill, and then do a basic attack because of the turn meter from the insta-kill, and he can ability block. So it's a great combo underneath Emperor Palpatine, and TIE Fighter Pilot gets his ability block and buff immunity on the other team really fast, and because of that, he gets a whole nother turn. He goes fast because of the turn meter gain. So you've got Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and TIE Fighter Pilot just going nuts with speed and extra turns. And then you have Darth Nihilus in the background, just insta-killing and increasing cooldowns and debuff and dispelling buffs on the other team, like totally chill. And so that team's amazing. And then you could have your Shore Trooper as the auto taunter to protect your team. He heals them and he does critical hit immunity to prevent them from getting slaughtered quickly. And so that's the team I would recommend. Have Darth Nihilus and Shore Trooper in the background, and then have at the front Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, and TIE Fighter Pilot. That team, up until just a few months ago, was like an overpowered team that tons of people used. But you're up in the almost 300s, and so you very easily could use that team to grind your way into the top 100 fairly easily. Once you get to the top 100, then you can start to focus on tweaking the team and starting to incorporate Zetas, such as getting your Sith Assassin up and Zetaing Darth Vader and moving Darth Vader to the lead and putting Sith Assassin into the team instead of TIE Fighter Pilot. So there's lots of different things like that you can do, but for right now, you want a 30-day plan. I told you Rancor, either Darth Vader route if you can get Zetas, or the T-Bow route. And then make sure your #1 priority for gearing is Shore Trooper. Make sure you get Shore Trooper up. And then for this Arena team, I would recommend Emperor Palpatine, TIE Fighter Pilot, Darth Nihilus, Darth Vader, and Shore. An alternate Arena team could be, and this is going to be a lot of work, but you could do Rex as a lead and then use your Darth Nihilus and Emperor Palpatine out of your Sith. That way you've got the stunning capability, the buff immunity capability with shock, and you've got Darth Nihilus' increase of cooldowns and his ability to dispel, and couple that with Chirrut and Baze, and you do not even have Chirrut and Baze. Well, you have Chirrut, but you don't have Baze. So Chirrut is over there on the far right. You'd have to continue to gear him up. And then Baze, the only way to get him is you're probably going to have to save your crystals and then out of shipments buy Baze. He's viable at the unlock, so you're only going to need to get, like 65 shards, and you can get 3 at a time, and so you need about 10, 11, 12, about 12 purchases of 150, which is about 1,500 crystals. Really, it's only going to take about 1,500 crystals to unlock Baze. That's nutty. That's really, really great. So make sure that you focus and get him unlocked and then gear him up. He's a long-term solution, something you should be looking at now for the future, because him and Chirrut together are absolutely amazing. So definitely focus on that as far as unlocking Baze. Save up some of your crystals, put some to the side, save them up, and buy Baze out of the shipments. So I hope this has helped you focus for the next month to 2 months on what characters to gear, specifically the Rancor teams, which direction you want to go, because you know your teams better than I do, and then which Arena options you'd like to do. But you've got a lot of work either way, so focus on the characters that I told you to. As always, make sure you keep your gaming on. Warrior out.